Sinbad the sailor hailed from the storied city of Baghdad during the prosperous era of the Abbasid Caliphate. Born into a family of merchants, he grew up immersed in tales of distant lands and the treasures they held. Driven by insatiable curiosity and a desire to see the world, Sinbad dreamed of adventures that stretched beyond the horizon. His humble beginnings did not dampen his ambitious spirit, which was fueled by stories of explorers and exotic locales. As a young man, Sinbad made a fateful decision to use his small inheritance to embark on his first voyage. This choice marked the beginning of Sinbad's legendary journeys, which would eventually etch his name into the annals of folklore. Sinbad embarked on his first voyage to earn wealth, but ends up stranded on an uninhabited island after his companions abandon him while he sleeps. On the island, he discovers a large white dome, which upon closer inspection, reveals itself to be a gigantic egg belonging to a roc, a massive bird. Using his wits, Sinbad straps himself to the bird's leg with his turban before it takes flight. Eventually, the bird drops him in a valley rich with diamonds. Sinbad cleverly trades the meat of dead animals with diamonds tossed by traders. This strategy earns him a fortune from merchants and secures his passage back to Baghdad. In his second voyage, Sinbad sets sail again, seeking adventure, but is marooned once more on an island. He encounters a massive giant who resembles a cyclops and manages to escape from being eaten by blinding the giant. During his escape, he meets the king of the island, who is intrigued by Sinbad's tales. The king rewards him richly, providing him with a safe return to his homeland, laden with gifts and gold. Sinbad's third adventure leads him to a mysterious island where he and his crew feast on abundant fruits. Their revelry turns to horror as they encounter a giant serpent that begins devouring them one by one. Sinbad escapes onto a raft and drifts to another island. Captured and brought to the king, Sinbad fascinates the king with his survival story. The king, grateful for his safety, appoints Sinbad as a high-ranking officer in his court. On his fourth voyage, Sinbad and his companions are captured by cannibalistic pygmies who plan to eat them. They escape, but Sinbad's companions perish as their ship crashes on the cliffs of an island, ruled by the king of Serendib. The king of Serendib welcomes Sinbad warmly, recognizing his resilience and intelligence. Sinbad spends time there, amassing wealth and learning from the wise men of Serendib. Eventually, he returns to Baghdad with even greater treasures and tales. Sinbad's ship is besieged by pirates on his fifth voyage, and he is sold into slavery. His master forces him to hunt elephants, during which he discovers an ancient elephant graveyard full of ivory. Knowing its value, Sinbad cunningly gains his master's trust by revealing the location. As a reward for his information, he earns his freedom. He then trades the ivory and becomes wealthy enough to return home as a free and rich man. On his sixth voyage, Sinbad embarks willingly into the unknown but is shipwrecked yet again. He finds himself in a city where the dead are left in beautifully constructed ships, with provisions as a burial tradition. Pretending to be dead, Sinbad is placed on such a ship but is eventually discovered. Impressed by his ingenuity, the city's king warmly welcomes him. Sinbad spends months in luxury before returning to Baghdad with a ship full of spices, gemstones, and gold. Now older but still restless, Sinbad sails forth on his final voyage. He is captured by the infamous Old Man of the Sea, who carries him around on his shoulders. Unable to escape, he finally intoxicates the old man and Sinbad makes his getaway. He eventually finds himself in a land filled with riches but opts to return to Baghdad. Finally, deciding that the quiet life of a merchant is more appealing than the perils of the sea, he embraces peace.